Hello.
Wretched foul
Oh, God.
joins the red host. Cursed Sotek spawn.
Yo, 1 year. Hope you're surviving that Texas heat.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm a little like right now because I just finished walking. Sadie, so I'm a little hot and bothered at this exact moment in time. But Schroeder, thanks for the year, dude. Thank you so much. Hey, here we go.
Welcome to the Not Warhammer 40,000 Preview Online 2023. I am Eddie, and I'm joined by the wonderful Alex.
Call it the Not Warhammer 40,000 stream, and yet we still have to see a bunch of Space Marine shit.
All things Warhammer. Yes, everything except 40. Yeah, we've had a very busy time for Warhammer 40,000 in the last few
Another wretched foul lizard thing joins the red host. Cursed Sotek spawn.
Huge, great hobby with loads of
Afotap, thank you so much for the 2 months. Appreciate it. Thank you for using your Prime sub here. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So we're going to take the lens and point it at some other things. We're going to look at the Mortal Realms. Got some really exciting stuff coming for fans of Age of Sigmar and a game set in that world. We're going to look at the Age of Darkness.
God, I'm so sick of 40k.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. If you're online, guys, thanks ever so much for tuning in. Had a little bit of technical trouble at the start there, going live a couple of minutes late, but don't worry, we're live now. We've got all the things lined up. Do let us know where you're. Are
y'all hoping for anything in particular? Has anybody heard any interesting rumors?
See where you guys are choosing to Warhammer at the moment, and also let us know what hobby.
I just have the best emotes. Hey, I appreciate that.
What's your hobby table look like at the moment?
We're about to add a bunch of well, not a bunch, but a fair number, a handful of Beastman emotes. I need
Happy
to
Saturday, everyone.
figure out what we're gonna do for that.
40-year birthday coincides with Old World release date.
Some of the game that we shall not name, but I have also been playing quite a lot of Warhammer Age of Sigmar recently. Been playing my crew.
Oh yeah, John 19. That would be really awesome, dude. Thank you for the 17 months. 7. God, I'm tired. Thank you for the 7 months. I just woke up.
Where everyone's tuning in for at the moment, we got loads of people. I can't even follow the comments. They're zipping past. Australia.
I'm gonna be 40. No. The 40-year birthday for Games Workshop. Well, for Warhammer. Sorry, it's Warhammer's 40th birthday this year. Sorry, it's Warhammer Fantasy's 40th birthday this year. 40k doesn't get to be part of the celebration because it's not their 40th birthday. They shouldn't get to have our cake. It's our cake.
Age of Sigmar, a little bit of the old world, as you said, and a little bit for the Horus Heresy. There's a few things coming up. There's a big box.
Beastman cheerleader emotes win? Never. Not on my watch.
Probably are because you're sitting there on a Twitch right now. We did put out a little bit of a teaser on our Warhammer Facebook and our Warhammer Twitter about 2 hours ago. So if you've not seen that already, it might be worth just poking your head in.
What flavor is the Warhammer Fancy cake? Squig. It's a squig cake. It's gotta be it's always a squig cake.
You guys might be able to work out one of the way, but we've got loads of really fun stuff to show you. Yeah, I think I'm quite excited for some Mortal Realms stuff. So I'm loving Age of Sigmar at the moment. It's a really great game. I like them at Orruk, but I'm also quite excited about Cities of Sigmar.
I've got a chip in my beard.
Big thing for the Mortal Realms to finally see the mortals, the humans.
We saw some fantastic stuff at Fest, and then
we did.
I don't think squigs would count as vegan.
Since then,
yeah. I'm just having a look at the chat. Lots of skates. Some people have mentioned Skaven. Might see a little bit of.
Oh yeah, there is guaranteed to be a Skaven thing today. I'm pretty sure the Skaven thing is going to be the Warcry Warband, because like it's not time for 4th edition yet, and Skaven have already gotten their 3rd edition book. And it would be a little weird if they were like, Skaven are going to be there, and it ends up being like a single Skaven model. Hopefully it's more than just like one guy, so I think it's a warband. Though hopefully it's a clan-themed warband and not just a generic one. Like, we don't need more Warlord clan stuff. Oh shit! Here we go. Nope, mute the sound, okay. Cities of Sigmar launch box. Who is that guy? Oh, Horse Cavalry! They have heavily armored knights are, oh my god, we have knights! Age of Sigmar has not had heavily armored knights since it launched. These are the first have. Oh, we have a special character. Whoa, look at that! It's like a. It's like a more. Oh, it's a Manticore with bird wings. What the fuck, bro? That character model is sick.
Glorious new miniatures on the way. So
it's a Manticore with eagle wings.
And also an incredible new character. So let's have a look at the launch.
Oh my god, I love the knights. Oh, dude, we have not had heavily armored horses since Age of Sigmar came out.
Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40,000. The first
a Manticore, I feel like that would be something very different.
Is going to be in this box set. Alex,
Yes.
what can you tell us about this set?
So, as you said, we've seen some of these before. We've seen the Cavaliers at the top.
Oh, I love his
We've seen
helmet.
the steel helms down there, and we've had the Marshal relic envoy that was, I believe, revealed on Warcom.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but a lot of models in this.
Who's the...
Indeed, and
is this a Bright Wizard?
There in the middle.
He's got the Key of Akshi on his pot.
That's all right. Move on. So yes, so this is the Free Guild Marshal and the Relic Envoy. Now you don't get to be, top dog in the Free
Yeah, we've
Guild,
already seen this.
by kind of sitting behind a desk. So these guys are the best of the best. They get there by merit because you don't go out into the mortal realms and survive to become.
I like. It's literally just a Manticore though. Like, it's got a lion body, a lion head, a scorpion's tail, and wings. It's just that it doesn't have bat wings. It has bird wings.
The storyline for them. And you can choose if they're going to have pistols, if they a helmet, if they got a great sword, shield.
I do like that you could build these guys in so many different ways. That is really nice.
They've got the little relic envoy.
Like, I love that you could build them great weapon, dual pistols, or sword and board. That's super nice.
Come along, as you can see there, with a little head in a box. Now that tends to be one of the family's ancestors that has a bit of experience, and they've been a series of death rites has been performed on them, so they can communicate via the squire and basically advise the marshal. So if you're in a...
I like how the head in the little box is not just... It's not like... It's just a weird relic, like it actually
We have
talks.
seen this model before, though, so let's move on and see what else we've got. So this model is brand new.
Yes.
The Alchemite Warforger.
Alchemite Warforger.
So I think you can gain some things just by kind of having a look at the miniature itself. It's obviously magical.
That's a pretty
in some
cool
nations,
model.
A master of metal. What is this model? What's going on?
Oh, he's got like...
So there's a
he's
little
got like
mantra,
different winds of
where
magic.
there is metal, there is power. These specialist wizards, they're basically seconded to the free guilds to use their magic to strengthen the metal in Sigmar's armies. So, they'll make sure your armor is a little bit more resistant, your weapons cut a little bit better, because the mortal realms are full of Orruks and Stormcast and all things
That's
that
interesting.
are bigger and probably stronger than you. So you need all the help you can
So
get.
he's
He's got a nice little runic crucible there to help him influence the battlefield.
He's kind of like a...
But it's not just sort of helping your own guys.
That's weird. Okay, that's interesting.
He can turn your enemy's armor to lead, so they drop to the floor.
So he's a metal
He can make it
wizard,
incredibly brittle,
but he's
so
got...
the weapons shatter or melt.
I don't understand why the
He's a very
symbols
versatile battlefield wizard.
are
It's got quite a nice kind of battered look.
the, like,
the
different
miniatures.
lores.
Got
That's
a
weird.
Leather apron.
That's really cool, though. That's a
Huge,
really
heavy
good version of a
voice
metal
system,
wizard.
doesn't
Like
it?
this.
And even
This is
like
what
the
an
helmet
Empire
there
metal
is
wizard
quite
would
kind of reminiscent of your
could very
Stormcast
easily look
helmet,
like.
but much more kind of
Like
unsubtle
metal
together.
casters in
How many
Warhammer
smashed
are
together
like
so you can
they are the
see
beefy
building
boys
materials in it almost.
because
It's like
they're
a welder's,
forge masters a lot of the time or
yeah,
smiths,
yeah.
so they tend to be like
But
way
very
more
cool, like,
muscular.
obviously a big metal cauldron there, but a very interesting take on a metal wizard.
Yes.
Effectively, yeah.
That looks great though.
We've
Like
seen
you
a lot
could
of
you could
the,
use that in fantasy. It would not.
Collegiate Arcanums.
It would not be weird at all, really.
Flowing robes.
Very
Like
kind of old
especially
school
like
wizard.
just
This
paint.
is a
I
little
would
bit
just
more
like
kind of
paint the
grounded
helmet
mortal
like
realms.
gold or like
Very cool, very cool.
I'd paint it gold to like
So
synergize
it's
better
free
with
steel
Shaman.
helms. Now, we've
But
seen a
other than
couple of
that,
these
that's
miniatures
totally
before, but this
viable
is the
for a metal
full
wizard,
unit.
to be honest.
So for the first time, we get to have a look at your standard bearer / musician character. We've also got another kind of
These guys look good.
envoy, character there at the top right.
Really
What we know
interesting
about
unit.
the
They're
Freeguild
like
steel
they're such
helms,
a
we
they're
can see
such
the
like an
whole
almost weird
So these guys are
fusion
the basic
of like
infiltrate
Bretonnians
the
and
cities,
Empire
and
troops.
so they tend to have come from, say, the common folk.
Like they look like
various
they look
preachers
like
and stuff.
men at
They've
arms
convinced them to
as far
sign
as
up,
like
take the coin Malleus,
their
join the
stances
Dornian
and like
Crusades, etc.
kind of how goofy they
But
look
this
in a sense,
unit,
like the way their
because they're not
faces look
regular humans,
and like the
essentially,
shape
they
of their
need a little
armor,
bit
but they're
more
just way more
to get
heavily
them going.
armored.
So we've got the Steel Helm Herald. There
We're
on the
Dwarden.
left.
I don't think there's going to be any
And as
Dwarden
you can
revealed
imagine,
today.
Walking into battle with.
I'm
the
pretty
trumpet
sure we're
and the
building
banner,
up
not
to
holding
a
sword or
new
shield.
Dwarden
You've
book,
gotta
but
be the
I don't
bravest, most
think
loyal
we're
person.
close to it coming out yet.
The flags have been essentially triply blessed.
It might
by
come
the
out during
cults
the
and
event that
Brogans,
starts
as well as the,
today,
Order of
actually, I
Loris,
think.
But they also tend to have an emblem of one of the settlements.
I actually need to go pick
that
up
is
the
yet
new
to be
book.
founded. So it's essentially
okay.
a promise that this unit will found
I
that
owe you
settlement.
one city, sort of thing.
Yeah. And then we've got the battle priest over on the right-hand side. As any good priest, he can rouse the troops with a great sermon, but he also holds that relic there. Now,
I like how the musician and the standard bearer is the same guy.
Skulls of martyrs have become a bit of a diminishing resource, whereas a martyr has many other things. Broken swords, shields, bits of armor, pinky bones, that sort of thing. So the battle priests bring one of them, and they do.
Have they shown anything so far?
Both on the troops.
They're showing off the new Cities of Sigmar stuff.
Cool. I like the guy at the top right.
So this is the first
got a
new
sort of
thing we're
angry
looking at, is this new
You imagine,
basic
like, once they
unit.
start the settlement,
New
the guy
metal wizard,
dishing out the flag and
who actually looks really, really good.
the new founded settlements bar.
He's put a lot of faith in his faith, as it were.
Camilla, thank you so much for the 10 months.
Whilst everybody else has swords and shields.
Cursed
He's got a club.
Sotek
Yeah, very
spawn.
cool, very cool. Yeah, lovely
Nice
little unit
hair.
there. So,
Did you
well,
do
here we
something
are.
with it?
There's
Yes,
three
I
good companies,
removed
so
a lot
I
of
won't
it.
dwell on these for too long, but because we've
Man,
seen
these
this unit
look
before,
great.
But this is your heavy cavalry, effectively, for the
Like,
free
the only
guild,
one I
Cities of
really,
Sigmar.
the only one I'm not a huge fan
one
of
thing worth
is
noting about
the
this kit, it's a very,
Lady
very
Knight
flexible kit.
with
You can put it together
the
in loads
weird,
and loads of
like,
different
grill
ways.
on the
So
helmet.
weapons, heads,
But, like,
horses,
I
iconography,
love
it's
this
all
unit.
very, very flexible, so you can get lots of this unit and come out with
The unit
a
champion
very
looks
different
particularly awesome.
kit every time, effectively.
That's it.
Very cool. Okay. And then inside the Cities of Sigmar launch box, that will also be the first chance to get hold of the new Cities of Sigmar Battle Tome. The cover there, you can see, it's going to be a special edition cover, so it doesn't have art on it. It's got kind of heraldry of some of the cities. Some of the cities' heraldry on there.
I'm looking
recognise
forward to
from
this.
The current Cities
How
of
can you
Sigmar,
tell
some
it's a
of
woman?
new.
I
A little
honestly
peek at
think,
some
based
of
on the way they
rules there
sculpted
on
the mini,
page. If
because
you
there's a
scroll,
fully
you
armored
can-
dude
might
right
be able
next
to
to
make out
her,
some things.
and they have like
But,
distinctly different
a
looking
very
bodies.
rich, very,
From what
very
I
packed
was
battle
guessing,
got
it's a guess
lots
though.
and lots of units in it.
But there was
representing the full
it's a
spectrum
mixed
of,
unit.
Cities of
Like
Sigmar.
it looks like there's two
Obviously
women and three
covering all
men
the
in the
units
box.
but also the wider army, which includes all sorts of things. Some of which
Femboy
we've yet to
Knight.
see, some of it taken from the existing Age of Sigmar range. One of the things that includes is this new model as well, which is, I think, one of the best models of the whole.
This
unit.
model
This
is
a
sick.
phenomenal.
That is a
monster.
beautiful sculpt.
Alex, what do we know about her?
So this is Talia Vedra, Lioness of the Parch, given that nickname by her troops. To
actually-
a degree, people kind of refer to her as a bit of a queen of Hammerhall, but in reality, she's the
Oh,
first
she's from
Marshal
Hammerhall-
of
Hammerhall
leader
Aksha.
of the armies, and again, she's achieved her position through
See,
merit,
another Lady
starting off
Knight.
as a mercenary,
We got Lady Knights in
working
the
her way up,
cities.
a little stint in some elements of
It's
politics.
not a
involving
Manticore,
rather
it's a-
corrupt individuals getting killed.
it's
and then
very
straight out back
similar,
to the
though.
battlefield. So she comes with a couple of options, a couple of weapons, as well as a Manticore there, Inferno.
Oh no, it is a Manticore.
Infernodine is a very cool name.
Oh.
Manticore. I think
So,
when we started out this
Age of
year,
Sigmar
everyone sort of
Manticores just have
suspected that,
bird wings now.
The lion might be the best model of the year but
Instead
I
of
think
bat wings.
they,
That's really interesting.
everyone
Dude, the
realised which
scorpion
lion was
tail
gonna be.
looks
I think this is an
amazing.
absolutely beautiful kit. This is gonna.
Oh,
be
look at
an
the
awesome
helmet
treat for
options.
patrons. If you're-
Oh, she has different
sometimes there's a
weapons
model which
too.
is So nice. that
You can
just
run her
go,
with a
it doesn't
sword,
matter
a
what
scepter,
army
or
you
an
want
a-
that army because that
Whoa, I think this is the
One
first
of the
special
thing
character I've ever
absolutely
seen.
host.
I think this is the first ever special
Sotek
character I've seen with
spawn.
multiple
incredible on a
weapons.
battlefield.
Good God, it's been
She's
15
really
months.
good in the game as
How are
well.
you,
So you're looking
Sotek?
just for a
Cedric, I'm
game
doing well.
She's probably the most
doing well,
competent
man.
mortal human in
It's
the
a
realm.
beautiful
Can't
Manticore.
think of many others that would.
Like, it is a
close.
beautiful
And even if
Manticore.
you
The
did come
Manticores of
close,
Warhammer Fantasy are horrific.
Probably,
Like, they're
yeah,
meant to be terrifying.
The Manticore she's riding is very cool. We've seen Manticores before. We've seen kind of like Chaos incarnations. This is a much more kind of noble beast. So you've got a much
It's a beautiful
more proud,
sculpt.
noble, I suppose, realistic-looking lion
Yes.
rather than a kind of chaotic beast. Does still have a massive scorpion.
It's like, listen, you can't say, oh, it's not a chaotic beast. It's got a fucking scorpion tail coming out of its back or butt.
Lots of kind of barding and stuff on it as well, so it fits.
That
even
is
though
a
it's kind of
gorgeous
weird,
sculpt, dude.
Mortal Realms monster. It still
That
fits
is
really
an
nicely with the
awesome,
rest of your
awesome
army. You
mini.
Paint it in the palette and color scheme to match it. Obviously, most usually she's going to be.
And we got a
wearing the
warrior
colours of
queen
the
of Hammerhall Aksha.
the
That
colours
is
of that
awesome. That is an
Should we talk about the
awesome,
options in
awesome.
the-
It's
in the
gonna,
collection?
yeah,
So
that'll
we'll
be
start with the
plastic.
weapons.
Yeah,
So
it's
she obviously comes
100%
with a
plastic.
helmeted and unhelmeted, but she also has essentially 3 weapons. So she's got the sword Parch Tongue, which is an artifact from.
Well, they're all
basically the
like named
flame
weapons
wizards,
too.
and it can burn anything except for her. It's cool to her touch. She's got the axe Justice that was taken from the bloody Duke Brutar. And then
Nice.
she's got the Hammer of Zeal. So this is formerly
That's a hammer?
Warmaker from the corrupt treasurer Venalius. But whilst it does inspire a lot of people because it's got a bit of a holy element to it, she does have a habit of trying to lose it. However, it always comes back in some form or another.
Like a boomerang.
Yes.
Yeah. So what you might notice as well behind her is
Yeah, I was gonna say
some
that's a
heads
scepter,
inside
but
that kind of weird
hammer, I
plastic
guess.
thing.
Anything's a
Recurring
hammer
theme
if you
is
try
in
hard
the
enough.
Cities of Sigmar that
Yes,
they have
all the-
heads in a box that they carry around with them.
That
What are these
is
heads
so
about?
awesome.
So these again, they're martyrs' skulls, martyrs' relics. And as we've seen with an awful lot of the
Well, they're
range,
thrown.
yes, they carry around bits of former martyrs.
That is a
Fair enough.
kick-ass
Right, well,
special
an
character.
Incredible miniatures. We might have a little
That
bit
is
more
a
from Mortal Realms,
kick.
later on.
Cities
in
of
this
Sigmar
preview, but,
finally
it's
got
now
a
time
special
to take a
character,
look
and
at the
holy
31st,
shit, what a special character.
Millennium, and we'll have a look at our next preview.
All right, we're muting again. All right, so I think that's it for Age of Sigmar, at least normal Age of Sigmar. So we got Epic or Robots, Titans. Are these for Heresy? Are these Heresy Titans? Because there's not supposed to be any 40k stuff today. So I'm guessing these are Heresy Titans. Knights, whatever. Robots. Mechas. I mean, those look pretty big. I've seen that terrain piece before, and those are pretty big minis. Oh, they're okay. So they're plastic instead of being whatever they were before. I'm assuming they were fine cast before.
Heresy
Or resin.
Plastic Knights.
Plastic Knights. Oh, I was right. See, I was right. Oh wait, no, I was wrong. I said Titans. Welcome to the stream. Awesome Line Saurus, Noob to Hire, Castrata, Vigario Pro, Efotep, Venturas, Trim Venturas, Hawk Ali Shirjan, Rotating Potato. It's always gonna make sure you rotate your potatoes. That one looks like he's surprised. I don't know what it is. He just, like, he looks like someone has told him a shocking piece of information. Why am I muting the music? Because copyright. Because Games Workshop uses annoying crap. Knight, Archaon. No, Acheron. Archaon's less cool, but much larger brother. Acheron. Acheron. And then the Knight Castigator.
What do we know about Knight Castigators, Alex?
So yes, this is essentially an anti-infantry variant with the Castigator bolt cannon and a Tempest warblade. So the bolt cannon can tear through even heavily armored infantry even.
I like how he has truck nuts that he's made into a banner. That's an efficient use of space.
Stoic and venerable knight pilots.
Do I think High King Alricsson will get a mini? Yes. Yes, because they're gonna want to give dwarves a Throne of Power mini. So yes, I think High King Alricsson will absolutely have a mini.
Previously in Forge World Resin, really nice kits. If you've got the Forge World Resin kits, you absolutely carry on using them. But the new plastic ones have got a lot of flexibility. They'll be easier to put together. They'll be cheaper. There's some really nice little touches in the kit that you can't really tell from looking at the miniatures. One of the things that I quite liked about the Castigator is that chain-fed into the gun is really flexible. So you can
The sword makes me laugh because that thing obviously cannot reach the ground. So, like, the only thing that thing's going to be able to stab is other big boys. But, like, you got to know he probably doesn't get to use that thing very often. Because, like, there's no way that thing could reach the ground. Unless it shoots laser beams or something, which I suppose it could.
they lend themselves really well to kind of painters and converters and people who just want to put them in a really cool pose because it's just a big cool model. That's the way to towers over the it's about a head.
I don't think Knights and Titans are known for their mobility.
This stands taller. Primarily designed for use in Horus Heresy games. You can use these models in Warhammer 40,000
Yeah, and we know they're showing off Epic today because they already put out a teaser for it. Oh, we got Skaven. Oh, Clan Pestilens Warband. Hell yeah. Let's fucking go. That is awesome. Oh, show me the minis. Dude, we have not had new Clan Pestilens models since, like, 6th edition Skaven. These are the first Clan Pestilens Skaven in, like, 20 years. Oh, they look so good. They look so good. Oh, they've even got a little rat as like an actual standalone model. Oh, nice. So you get a new Plague Priest. And then looks like some Plague Monks and a Plague Censer Bearer. Awesome. That's perfect. That is everything you need. A Plague Censer Bearer, 2 Plague Monks, a Plague Priest, and then a Plague Rat. There you go. Awesome. Fantastic.
So a new Warhammer Underworld.
That's
Warband
great.
For Skaven Clans Pestilens.
I am very happy that we're getting
what do you know about
specific.
So
We're
this
getting
is
more because we've gotten a
Plague
Clan Eshin
Absolutely
Warband.
fantastic
So now we
brand
have
new
a Clan
models. This is
Pestilens
the
Warband.
first
Oh look, we've even got a
Pestilens
like a Liber
in
Bubonicus guy.
Of a
Long time.
decade.
Yeah, long time.
As you can see
2
there,
decades,
come with a
guys.
little pet
It's been
cat, because
2
Everybody
decades
loves a pet.
since
All
there's
the
been
best
Clan
Warhammer Underworld
Pestilens.
Warbands have a bet.
Indeed. So the Clans Pestilens.
Any
they
chance they'll
worship
show the
great
AOS
in the form of
RTS
the
today?
Great
No,
Corruptor.
no. That's
And
not going to
what
get
they
shown
seek
off
to do
today.
is basically
They
unlock the
have,
13 great
I believe there's a
blades,
beta coming out
which
for
have
that
been
this
scattered
month.
by the Great Corruptor.
It's coming out very
in
soon.
order to
There's a
basically
beta
bring
for
about
Realms
kind
of Ruin
disease
coming
and
out
sticky
super duper soon.
apocalypse type thing across the mortal realms. They've managed to achieve 9 of them so far, following the clues in their Liber's.
Is that rat a
Pestilence.
Skaven
So
kid?
they're doing pretty
No,
well.
that's not a
And
Skaven
Scavicus
child.
basically
It's just
followed
it's a
these
plague
clues
rat.
down into the Weird Hollow. So the Weird Hollow is the tunnels and caverns and stuff that's below the Gnarlwood, sort of infused with the same arcane energy from the Eye of Chotek. And down there you get all sorts of like.
I
weird lights that will
really
corrupt and
like this
transform you,
warband.
or
This is a
temperature will
fantastic
rapidly
warband.
drop
It's got
and
like an
increase,
excellent amount of
freeze and burn
character.
you. So it's not the best place to go find things, but considering
The
these are
plague
the
smoke
same
looks
group that
really, really
decided they wanna
good.
Steal a hair off of Kragnos, they're crazy enough to do it.
Fair enough. I mean,
They're trying to
dwell on the miniatures for a
steal
little bit before we dive into the rules.
Kragnos' fur.
The Warhammer Underworlds Warband
Oh, boy.
are almost universally beautiful archetypes of the faction that they
yes.
represent. These miniatures are really, really nice. This is, I think, the 3rd Skaven Warband we've seen for Warhammer Underworlds, but it's the first Pestilens one. As you say, we haven't really seen much of Clan Pestilens since right at the start of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. They haven't really been in the
Bullshit.
limelight, so much, but it's nice to see some new
Bullshit.
miniatures.
They didn't get any new minis. They
The
were
new models are
okay.
great, like,
I'll say
the
Clan
detail on some of these is
Pestilens
really lovely.
was
So you can see
important
things
in
like
first edition.
extended
Like from a
fingernails,
lore
like
standpoint, they
longer
were
than
a
the
very
Skaven
big
because
deal
they've
in
got
first
them grow
edition.
along as kind of
But they're
weird
talking like they got new
rat
minis, and they
priests.
absolutely did
Lots
not.
of kind of cool flowing gas effects coming out of the plague
That's it,
sensors
yeah.
and stuff that I don't think we really had. for
These
that
look really
kind
good.
of
The
miniatures.
draping robes, that kind of thing, because the original ones, the original plague monks, as it were, because obviously they were quite compact.
The only downside is you
That's a
only
rank up,
get
obviously.
That's it.
these 6.
flow out and
So it's like,
let the
or
stench wax.
so it's like
You've also got lots of
you
opportunities.
can't really
there for
buy
really nice kind of
like
painting
a lot
techniques.
of these
What
to
we've
like
seen
try and
lot
make a
of
unit.
gold
It's
demons,
just
people
not
have been
practical,
using the
despite the
really
fact
good
that the
models you have
sculpts would be
for
really
Warhammer
good
Underworlds
for
to
it.
show
Like
off painting techniques,
this
and I think
guy
there's
and this
nice
guy, like if
opportunities
you just
here
had a
with
bunch
things
of
like
them,
the gas
you could make a
clouds,
really
but also
sexy looking plague monk
glowing
unit.
warpstone opportunities and rusted and corroded copper oxide and iron oxides and stuff like that, and kind of battered and dirty.
They look
cloth
great.
And rags and
That's
all
awesome.
sorts of stuff.
I'm very,
some
very
really
happy
nice little
with this
narrative
warband. They look awesome.
Wretched foul is
Sewer
a
Enter the
thing.
64. Thanks so much for the
Join
9 months.
Cursed
Oh, that's a really good plague. I'll remember
Old
that one for
World
later. I'll bring.
Yeah,
that
I'm
up.
excited for the old world hype.
But really fun.
Aldrich,
evocative,
yeah, I guess you could
beautiful
argue
miniatures
the
that,
Vermin Lord
are great
counts.
in-game
I
as well.
I
So
would
you
not
can- let's have a look at some of
agree.
the
Really,
rules.
Vermin Lords are
This
kind of
is-
like a
this is your
different
boss,
thing. They do
Skavic,
technically have the corruptor, yeah, but that
and
was,
he's
I
got
mean,
a
even that
special,
was the end
ability
times,
called,
which was more
the
like
Fowler. A few of your guys have got this ability.
the end times happened.
Unpleasantness of being within proximity of these
I-
guys is enough to kind of,
end times happened
set your fighters
about-
back a little bit.
What year is
he's
it?
okay in a fight.
What year is it?
You've got quite a lot of models in the warband,
yeah,
so,
about 10 years ago.
You can take the hits.
So,
and
yeah.
dish them out pretty well as well.
But they
and
haven't
you can
gotten
see
any
as well
regular
that your,
Skaven units in about 20 years.
Inspire condition is about corrupting territory. So that's the thing these guys are trying to do on the battlefield is effectively get
Yeah, I think the end times is
models
about
into zones of the battlefield to corrupt them, and then that gives you
about
bonuses.
yeah.
not
End
just to
times
inspire, but also
was
some
about
of the
10 years
abilities
ago.
your
Jesus.
That's it. There'd be
Which old world
corruption.
army do I think we'll get a new
As you
sculpt
say,
showed off?
Fennec works really well for getting.
I don't know.
glory tokens and stuff as well.
It's just a single mini, right? I'm pretty sure it's just a singular
There's a
mini.
little bit more about how that
I'm
corruptor and befouler thing works.
I'm
there.
personally
Effectively,
expecting,
corrupted territory. Basically, need to push some of your.
I think it's
models
probably going to
into
be the
either
Empire.
Or
I think it's
more
either.
of
I think
your
it's going to be the
effective fighters.
Empire.
So the befoulers effectively the ones with those plague sensors that are spewing out the gas. The other units are just the kind of common or garden plague monks.
Yeah.
But it also means you can use that little pet rat to kind of scoot in and do a little bit of sly corruption while no one's looking.
Sneaky corruption.
Yeah. A little bit about how they win their games as well. So
Wow,
there's
that
a lot
art
there
on the
about
right is
making sure
disgusting.
you've got
It looks
corrupted
awesome, but
territory,
it's
or you
disgusting.
Put your befoulers in positions to kind of claim objectives and that sort of stuff.
And that's it, with 6 of them on the team.
Oh, hey,
more
Epic
numbers
Realms.
than
No
a lot
problem,
of
dude.
the, sort of
It was a great interview.
forces. So you're able to.
I really enjoyed watching that.
Yeah, they are tricksy, so they're still Skaven, so
Yeah.
they're quite
No problem, dude.
relatively resilient for being kind of a bit nurgly around the edges. But they're still, they're relying on the numbers as much as anything, and making sure that the tricks go their way. So in a straight fight, Skaven probably aren't going to win most of the time.
No.
But they never fight in a straight fight. So
Honestly, that's one of the best things about Warcry
doing something
is
which-
the.
This is quite a fun card as well. This is,
No,
Voice
this
of
isn't
the Great
Warcry.
Corruptor.
Underworlds. One of the best things about Underworlds
basically, if
is
your,
the
leader
like the
dies,
minis, of course, are
one of
just
the other ones can just
insanely
pretend
good
that
quality.
he's playing the whole
But
time.
the art on all the cards, like God, the art on the
There
cards
we go.
is
Right. Okay,
beautiful.
staying in the Mortal Realms for now. That was Warhammer Underworlds. We've got a little bit of something to show you from the other skirmish game set within the Mortal.
Warcry! New Warcry warbands are awesome because you could buy a bunch of them. Is it Kruleboyz? Ew. They got monkeys! The monster killers. Oh, they got baboons! Did we not already... I didn't even realize... I thought the Kruleboyz already had a recent Warcry warband. I guess not.
I
thought they did.
Warband for Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry.
Those
yeah,
look
really, really cool.
pretty good. What the hell is
these
that?
are-
High sort shape.
This is,
What is that goblin holding?
Orruk is my choice of army currently for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And it's exciting to see a new
Oh, they have
warband
eggs.
from Warcry. Alex, what do we know about these guys?
So the monster killers, as their name probably
I really like the
suggests, is
baboons.
that they hunt monsters and kill them. However, that is not their only task. So these guys are big on catching monsters. So, if you want to wrangle a massive
look
beast,
good.
you send
They look
these
really
guys
good.
out. You'll notice a lot of their weapons. They tend to either be sort of injuring weapons or the harpoon. So you've got the beast knob up front. He's covered in various trophies and skins. He brings the experience, tricks, traps, because these guys favour Mork a little bit more than Gork. And that trident, as you can see, is roped to him. So he can throw it and then kind of
Skewer the monster,
wheel the
reel it
prey
in,
back
so
That
in.
seems
Yeah.
really
And
like
they
a
work
really
very well
bad
as a
idea if you're
skirmishing
hunting
unit.
monsters
You've
to
got,
have them tied to you through your weapon, but hey,
now
whatever.
the Howlers, those are the monkey style characters there, and they give you a little bit of speed. Basically, the idea for them is that they scream, they shout. They're a little bit dangerous, but their main trick is to be both a distraction and to kind of stamp up trees and steal
The
legs.
bababoons.
You'll
No, old
notice
world's
there
gonna be
you've
at the
got a
end.
clutch
I'm
of
pretty
grog,
sure the old
because
world.
every good warband
Either
needs
the
a-
old, I'm pretty sure the old
some
world's gonna be
bait.
the last thing they show.
because you can either throw a grot at the problem as bait, or, as you can see there, he's holding an egg. Because these guys, they're a little bit cleverer than the average Orruk. So instead of facing, say, some of the mightiest alpha beasts of Gur, why not steal an egg, raise it, and then it's slightly easier to deal with.
So these fit in with things like your breaker bosses,
That's it.
other kind of monster tamers within the Kruleboyz. They go out into the wilds, find the eggs of ferocious beasts and creatures, and can bring them back to kind of break-in training sort of thing.
Any cool models so far? Yeah, there's been a couple of cool things. Free City's got some awesome reveals. They revealed the special character for Free Cities, and it is incredibly badass. It's like a warrior queen riding on a Manticore, but it's like the classic version of a Manticore. So it's like way more beautiful, and it has like eagle wings instead of bat wings, and it looks amazing. No, these are the monster killers.
Basically, as a combination of a distraction or to sort of deafen and disorientate,
or like a lure sort of thing. So if you can get you find like a swamp dragon or something, you get it to follow those guys away from its nest, send in the grots to grab the eggs and get off.
That's it.
Yeah. Cool, very cool. So yeah, looking forward to these. Obviously, these will also be usable in Warhammer Age of Sigmar as well. So I'm quite sure.
That's cool. More Kruleboy models. That's great for the Kruleboy players. It's awesome.
Mortal Realms. We do have something new to show you from the Old World. Ooh. So here is a new model for you.
Oh, Old World. It's the Empire! Wait, is that Bretonnia or the Empire? That might be Bretonnia. Oh, it's Bretonnia. It's a Bretonnian knight. Yo, it looks so good! He's got a flail. Oh, boy. Oh, boy! Wonder if that's a Knight of the Realm or a questing knight. I mean, I guess it could be a paladin. Is it a battle standard bearer? It could be a battle standard bearer. Oh, it looks so good. That's a huge banner. That banner is so big.
So a brand new battle standard for Bretonnia.
Ah, it's a battle standard bearer.
It's nice to
Fuck
see
yes.
Bretonnian hero on a horse.
Fuck, oh, BSBs. BSBs are back. Oh, BSBs.
Of course, an important part.
Dude, that banner is
Warhammer.
so awesome.
Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and certainly will be still in Warhammer the Old World battle standard.
Oh, it looks so good.
To Bretonnia. It was always like a given that your army will have a standard of some sort. They love their heraldry, and there's nothing quite as...
I love the flail. Oh my gosh.
That's it.
Alex, what have we know?
Oh, I've missed them.
To bear the army standard, it's an incredible...
I like how you can see there's chainmail under the
or perhaps
whatever they call the blanket that they put on the horse. But you can see there's chainmail underneath it as well.
Particularly for Bretonnians, the battle standard was incredibly important. But even just as a hero model, they were always fantastic sort of centerpiece.
That is kick-ass.
Items.
That's a great looking mini.
You've got a lovely, nice open banner there as well, which if you're a painter, you'll be able to paint in kind of whatever palette and colour you want. One of the things that you'll be able to do in Warhammer the Old World is you can either kind of lean into the classic style of a Bretonnian army, which is every single model is a pageantry. And
yeah, they've already talked about this.
Whatever story you want to create with that character, or you can lean into the kind of Duke of
looks good.
Your faction
looks
good,
good.
Which is what's happening in this instance, where the model is wearing the kind of black and red heraldry of its liege lord, but you've still got a little bit of space in there to kind of throw in some extra kind of flourishes and touches. So the heraldry on
that's a really impressive paint job, especially on look at the horse's eye. You can see like the light catching off of its eyeball and the pupil. That is a very impressive paint job.
Just looking at him there, the way he's turned. The updates to all of these old world models are just absolutely fantastic.
That is a gorgeous mini.
They're very sort of static the first time round, where they're all beautiful miniatures for their time, really nice, but nice to see them kind of posed a bit more interesting than kind of just walking forwards, which is what all the horses
so
were.
To me, this pretty much confirms
It looks like it was
that the launch set, the launch box, is going to be Tomb Kings versus Bretonnia, and that's the only stuff they're going to be showing us until they release it, probably. Like, I don't think we're going to see any of the other factions until after the launch box drops.
Maybe royal blood, who knows? Could be some kind of Princeton waiting sort of thing to be. We don't know. The horse itself is really nice as well, more detailed and kind of interestingly posed as well than maybe some of the ones we've seen in plastic previously. Yes. This particular model will be resin, but there will be some plastic stuff.
Oh, interesting. So there are resin models. That's disappointing.
Approach that particular release.
I've just realised he had his own tactical rock.
You got it? Well,
that's interesting. So there are... I thought they were going to do all plastic. That's a little disappointing. So we've got, because the foot models were both plastic, I think. I want to say the Tomb King on foot and the Knight on foot, or the Paladin on foot, were both plastic. All right, here comes Horus Heresy Epic. We've had first Horus Heresy, yes, but what about second Horus Heresy? Adorable. They're adorable little minis. They're just little guys. I'm really curious what the pricing is going to be on these. Legions Imperialis. Because, like, there's so little plastic being used that surely they cannot justify...
This is a brand new game.
Surely they cannot justify these sets being, like, outrageously expensive. But it's also fucking Games Workshop. So, you know they're going to try.
Is the contents of that launch box for the brand new game. This is a really exciting thing.
Honestly, the best thing they revealed today for me was Free Cities. So far.
Obviously, we've seen epic scale stuff before in the shape of Deptus Titanicus and Aeronautica, but what we've got now is the ability to fully recreate the grand battles,
not enough
tanks, battles of the Horus Heresy, with entire armies of tanks.
I will say, considering how fucking tiny those models are, the details looks really nice.
So essentially these are
like the details on the sculpts looks really good, considering how teeny tiny they are.
Maybe get the box yourself and combine them together, because say most of the expeditionary forces that were part of the nascent Imperium, they had a combination of say Titans.
So kudos to them for that. When Fantasy Epic, I would not. Only if the Old World sells well would they do that.
Yeah. So what we got in the box,
like if the Old World sells really well, I could see them bringing back Warmaster, but that would not be for at least another 5 years. And I don't think Age of Sigmar. I don't think they'd really want to do this for Age of Sigmar. But
and then you can have them fighting alongside troops from the Solar Auxiliary.
Is it over already? I think this is pretty much it.
Night households, that sort of stuff. So as you say, Alex,
which honestly,
you can get this box
pretty short reveal show. If so,
Solar Auxiliary on the other side, and you can fight it.
Well, it's been decent. It's been like what, 40 minutes, give or take.
Which you can then bolt onto all sorts of other stuff. It won't just be this box. There are loads and loads of things on their way for Legions Imperialis, to the point where you will be able to play.
Oh, Avotep. That's true. That's true. If they did Age of Sigmar epic scale, so that they could do like God Beasts and stuff, that would be pretty fucking cool. I would enjoy that.
Yep, you could do. Absolutely. So this is the box set itself.
Release minis that just wouldn't be practical for regular AOS. The guys need to talk less than they used to.
Play in there as well. So you've got the rule book.
Yeah, they did a good job just kind of going from reveal to reveal really quick.
Of other great things that we ought to use to play the game. So let's have a
which is weird. I'm not used to them like rushing.
Really zoomed in on these. These models are very small. To give you a sense.
These seem like such a fucking nightmare to paint, because there's like actually a fair amount of detail squished on these itty bitty minis.
So we're going to start referring to this as epic scale. They are not quite the same size as the epic models that you might remember from 20-30 years ago, which tended to have a fairly inconsistent size.
Yes.
They are sized exactly in proportion to the Titans and aircraft that you've already seen in ratio to their size in the Horus Heresy game. So they stand pretty much bob on about 1/4.
No, that's kind of cool that they're doing like a consistent size. Castrata, thanks so much for gifting a sub to Franz Emperor. Thank you.
Enormous great armies. So
that was very nice of you.
There, we've just seen.
Thank you so much.
Close up some the command squads. These are the tactical legionaries, and you get
Like, this is so far been a it's been a pretty good show. Like, I haven't seen anything that like blew my socks off, but it's like it's been pretty all right. It's been pretty all right.
To single rivets. It's incredible what the manufacturing allows them to do.
The chainsaws on the bolt guns there.
That's it.
You can see
each individual tooth.
The bases as well are a little bit thinner than you get for other war games that we make for Warhammer, and that's because basically they just look better when they're out there on the battlefield. So really, really cool. They got some Assault Marines there as well.
I personally would have liked some more Age of Sigmar reveals. I would have really liked reveals for part 2
if you're looking at these
of the storyline they've started for 3rd edition.
If you are interested in
like we're at the beginning of a new storyline. I'm pretty sure part 1 comes out today.
Really get hold of them, have a really close look.
Well, it either comes out today or it pre-orders today. I think it comes out today.
That's it. I did think maybe we should grab a box.
So I thought they were going to reveal part 2 because it's like time to do that.
Here we go, some support legionaries.
But maybe not.
These ones have plasma weapons. I don't know who did the highlighting on those plasma coils, but well done, whoever that was. Incredible stuff. So lots of
according to the community
choices within this box. You got some
according to the community article, she has a sword, a great axe, a heavy mace, and the hammer of zeal.
And then you get
so is the scepter the mace? Because that would make more sense. Because they only showed off 3 for weapon choices in the live stream, and it's like the hammer, and it's like that's not a hammer. If that was a mace, that makes more sense. Okay. It is, okay.
And all sorts of stuff.
You're just happy Elf and Dorter are still in cities? Are they?
Quite sort of small,
have they confirmed that?
But still very, very cool, fun models. And even some options in there as well. So you've got las cannons versus assault cannons, all sorts of different ways you can paint.
I mean, they should be. I just don't... It just sounds like they're not getting any new minis, though.
Sakar and battle tanks. The tanks are particularly...
They showed a hammer is behind my head. You realize that I don't see I don't see myself on the screen, right?
Painting tanks. This is going to be the same, but small.
When they showed the box set, there are Dwarden, human, and Elf orders. Oh, okay. The names are crazy. When you gotta dig through the bottom of your Latin box, yeah.
The level of detail, and they're the same kind of level of...
What have you missed? They showed off the Bretonnian Battle Standard Bearer, which looks really good. Unfortunately, it's resin, which I'm kind of like, about, but I mean, I'm not going to play Bretonnia anyways. But it does look good. It's a really nice looking model. They showed off the Free Cities, which I think Free Cities had the best reveals today. Free Cities got some awesome shit. They got a special character who's one of the coolest looking special characters in the game. Like, she looks amazing, and she also has like a bunch of different options, which is really impressive. And they also got heavily armored knights, which I'm really happy to see.
They've got kind of
why don't I like resin? Because it's less pleasant to work with. Like, it's not bad. Like, it's not horrible. I just prefer plastic.
And spread out across the galaxy, but those ones that were with the traitor legions when they turned, quite a large proportion of those went traitor alongside their attached Space Marine legions. So they now.
Grombrindle, I mean, based on the way they've been kind of saying and doing things, like, I would not be shocked if the High King Alricson mini ends up being resin.
Garrisons and that kind of thing. So obviously, when Horus set up the Heresy, as it were, he ensured...
I don't understand why they even use resin. Like, what is the advantage to them using resin instead of just doing plastic for everything? Because they use plastic for the vast majority of their range. And they know that a lot of people don't like resin, but they kind of just keep using it. Oh, it's a lot cheaper? Is that what it is?
Not only do you have to fight a Space Marine, we're not even going to give you a gun. So we're just going to give you an axe and a pat on the back. And it's quite a good...
Oh, interesting. I did not know resin was cheaper. That honestly, that explains a lot, because resin feels cheaper.
For just a human with a hatchet.
I say it's one of those things. So these guys are like the elite of the elite. So they would often act as sort of bodyguards or, as I say, shock troops. And particularly sort of in the enclosed spaces of bunkers.
Apparently resin could be a lot more detailed than plastic. I call bullshit on that. I think that is not at all correct. I think maybe once upon a time that was true, but Games Workshop used to claim that with Finecast. They used to say Citadel Finecast resin could get better
We've got
detail
some-
than
some we
plastic
haven't seen
could,
before.
but
We've got some,
that
heavy
cannot be
sentinels for
true
Solar
in the
Auxiliary. So
modern
these are,
their modern stuff, because
forerunners, I suppose,
their
of the
plastic
Sentinels
minis
in Warhammer
tend to be
40,000, and these
like
are,
insanely
heavier, better armored, better
detailed.
armed
Like there's
Sentinels.
no way the
Got
resin are higher
multi-lasers
quality.
and kind of multiple rocket launchers on the back there, and they give you some fire support basically for your Solar Auxiliary troops.
That's it. If you're sort of in an advanced Vanguard formation, an Aethon,
Which was, in my opinion, was absolute bullshit,
you'll
because the
find
Finecast
something
had
to
so
get
many
this
fucking
infantry
problems.
So they've got
I hated
anti-armor,
Citadel Finecast. I
anti-infantry.
hated Finecast.
But, whilst they're not going to contend with a tank, they can hold their own pretty well.
Yeah, and they can certainly put the hurt on enemy infantry. That
Oh,
sort
yes.
of thing. Yeah, very cool. Classic
Yes.
stuff. Lehman Russ battle tanks.
Resin
So
is a
Lehman
more
Russ
expensive
obviously
material,
been
but
part
cheaper
of,
to make the
Warhammer
molds.
40,000 for a
Plastic
very
is the
long time,
opposite, so
but
better if you know it will
more
sell a
Warhammer,
lot.
and
So,
it
okay,
does
so in
add
that
some
sense, that would make
team
sense.
for your,
Because the only time they seem to like
Imperialis
using resin is
forces.
for
They have
characters
loads
and
of
like
weapon options. You can see a
monsters.
few of them there. You've
Like,
got Vanquisher,
things that
standard
you're not
battle
going to
cannon,
sell a lot
you've
of.
got
Like,
blast
you're
cannon
going to
bolted at the
individually
front,
sell very
you've got
few.
some pintle-mounted,
Whereas
so loads of
plastic
really
tends
nice
to be
little,
like your
ways to
mass-produced
pick
shit.
these up. You'll notice if looking at these miniatures, they are.
What's more brittle and prone to break? I think plastic definitely breaks easier than resin does. But resin tends to have significantly more problems as far as like when it shows up, you have to treat it. And it is not unusual at all for many of them to be
The Manticore.
warped.
So this is sort of originally the mainstay of the Solar Auxilia. These were
Like when I got
heavier
my
tanks
when
that
I got
were
my
actually
my
sort of
Morn
phased
gold
out a
that
fair
I had
amount
back
for
on
the
my
Lehman
shelf,
Russ.
it was
It
warped to
a
all
little
fuck.
bit lighter, a little bit more flexible, and better to use on the battlefield. So these often got sort of relegated to strategic reserves. But obviously, as the
Plastic, like I have never had a plastic piece show up and it didn't like look exactly like it's supposed
Still
to.
a formidable force on the battlefield.
I've never had to like bend plastic
Again, loads of lovely little details on that as well.
into
So,
shape like I've
different
had
options
to
for
with resin.
sponsons, for
Games Workshop plastic minis
commanders
show
to
up
get a
the
heads up
exact
as
way
well.
they're
So
supposed
really,
to.
Really nice little kits. And then we've got
Yes.
some Titans as well. So Legions Imperialis isn't just about troops and tanks. You can use miniatures.
And also,
back
then
in
you
your
get to use plastic glue, which is
Titan
really
Legions
nice because
collection
plastic
from,
glue actually like
Britannicus.
melts the plastic
You can
together.
also, although not in the
So
box, use
that's
some of the
nice
Titan
instead of just regular
Horus
glue.
Heresy era
But I
versions
mean,
of
modern
the
super glue is so
blades.
good; it
If
doesn't
you
really
want
fucking
stuff
matter
with
anymore.
Thunderhawks and that sort of thing, you can put them into your armies and use them as Legion transports. The
You had a
Warhound
base
Titans
that was
come in
bent
Warcry
once?
for Legions
I don't think the
Imperialis.
bases
Have
are resin,
weapons
at least
that
not
you
from
haven't seen
GW.
before in plastic.
Yes.
So
think
you
the-
have an Ursus Claw there. There's some
That's some
melted
crazy,
cannon
but I
missiles
thought
and
all the
bolt
bases are
action.
still
Talk a bit
plastic,
more about some of those.
even though they're that cheaper.
Yes,
They're like
as you
that
said,
really
these
thin
are
plastic.
weapons that I believe we've shown off before. But they've
Warhammer
always
the
been
Horus
used.
Heresy is very
So
futuristic.
this new
Well,
plastic
it's supposed to
kit allows
be
you to have
30,000
Ursus
years,
claws,
sorry,
electric shock plants,
28
Vulcanite
plus thousand
Rampage
years
there
from
you can
now,
see on
so
the
I would
right-hand
hope so.
side. They've got missile pods with Swarmer or Shudder missiles, and an incisor pattern melter lance for when, a Warhound Titan, a Scout Titan, as scouty as a Titan can be, needs to take out some heavy armor.
A Scout Titan feels like an
But
oxymoron.
Those are not on the bases we recognise.
Yeah, so across the whole.
Well, I guess
Legion
it does a good
Imperialis,
job finding the
range
enemy.
of
So
miniatures,
I guess it is a
have
good
brand new
scout.
type
It's
of
just
basing.
it's
got
just
that
also
basic that
absolutely
goes
going to
for
be
the most part.
spotted.
So if you have a really thick base, it sort of distracts a bit from the model.
Okay.
So you've got nice thin bases, so the infantry doesn't look too out of place. But to make sure that your Titans match, if you want to, you can base them on brand new Titan bases, which means that they are kind of the same level as the infantry squads. So they look kind of in keeping with the rest of the army. You can absolutely
Like Kolek Suneater setting up an ambush. Hey, that makes perfect sense. He just disguises himself as a large boulder.
Another thing to note about the bases.
He just
one thing that really
pretends.
nice about Legions
He just
Imperialis
pretends
is
to be a small
really well
mountain.
supported, or will be really well supported with a terrain offer. So there will be loads of different ways to build up cities and buildings, and like create a whole.
I like how this cover just has this one dead guy about to get run over by the
and you can
tank.
even
Like,
blow
fuck
up
that
some
guy
of
in
those
particular, I
buildings
guess.
and
Everyone else looks good.
Titan can kind of
Like, the
punch
fighting
a
looks like it
skyscraper
started, but it's still pretty far away because these guys don't have their guns raised. They look pretty casual. But this guy's
is
just
the rulebook
fucking dead.
For Horus Heresy, Legions Imperialis. The rulebook will
Fuck
come
that
in
guy.
set that I've been showing off. It will also be available separately. So if you want to play Legions Imperialis, but you don't necessarily want the forces in that box, you can
He's not dead, he's drunk. Well, he's about to get run over, so he's about to be
Imperialis
fucking dead.
means that you can mix in loads of different factions. So why would you not? Like,
Indeed.
You could have a little bit of your favourite Space Marine Legion alongside whichever force you decide to go.
And that's it. Chances are, whatever force you are going to go for, you're probably going to want to include some legions or solar auxilia in it, just to kind of round it out. So, the box is a good shout anyway.
Yeah. We will have lots and lots about Legion Imperialis on the Warhammer community website over the next few weeks. It is a whole game system that we're going to tell you all about. So in terms of the nuances of the rules and how that works, we'll be able to talk about that. There's a few questions I've seen pop up in the chat that we're going to just quickly be able to address. So there's a few questions there about the scope and scale of it. So this is a Horus Heresy themed game. So it's going to be based on kind of legions and knight households and traitor legions. And
can you imagine how much it fucking sucks to be a 40k, like to be a fan of the Warhammer sci-fi universe, but you don't like Space Marines?
If you have a favorite unit,
like, could you imagine how much it fucking sucks that every time there's a major release or a split off game off of your game, you just don't get to be a part of it? Like, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you play Xenos? Yeah, get fucked.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, when you read about the Horus Heresy, there are some
or like
huge battles. So
like,
there's
it's so silly.
The Siege of Terror,
so silly,
and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely. It's not like 20 Space Marines show up and have a fight. There are absolutely.
Could you imagine if they had released like Warhammer the Old World, and it was like, oh, Warhammer the Old World is only about the Empire Civil War, so we're only gonna let you play as the different Empire provinces, and that's it. You don't get to play anybody else, despite the fact that, like, you know.
Our preview for today, guys. So thank you ever so much.
Oh yeah, okay, that's the show. It was an okay show. It was an okay show. I wasn't like insanely wowed. It was okay. It was okay. It was a decent show. It felt, I don't know, it just didn't feel that hype to me. Like, everything felt kind of tame. It wasn't bad. It was just not particularly exciting. Space Marines are the best selling and most popular. Good for them. I don't care. If the vast majority of a large, well, I don't know about vast majority. I've never seen the actual numbers. But if the majority of a large crowd are all playing in the sewer, I'm not going to be any more encouraged to be interested in what's going on down there. They keep dumping more shit down there, so people keep going to look. Like, I don't know. It's not that particularly impressive to me. Thank you all again for watching. Hope you have a lovely day. Arkard is streaming some Total War Warhammer, so we're going to raid him, because whatever. So go say hello to Arkard for me and enjoy some Total War goodness. Hope you all have a lovely day. I will be back later today. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.
Biofoot.